tutorial, we're going to see how to add ImageViewer on desktop and iOS, similarly to how you would do it on the web with Web in ImageViewer. That is displaying in the control the image loaded from the specific URL, as we can see here. So let's start adding a subclass from the ImageViewer class to our desktop project. We'll change the name to URL ImageViewer. And next, we will add a new property that will be responsible for storing the URL from which we will retrieve the image. Let's name the property as URL and typing string as its data type. The next step is converting this property to a computed property. So when its set method is called, it will assign the new value to the private underlying property, and also will force loading the image pointed by the URL in the control. That will be done by the myURL method, which is still not added to our subclass. And because we want to be able to set that property value also at design time, when a control from the subclass is added to a window in the layout editor, we will need to enable it using the inspector behavior option from the contextual menu. Here you only need to enable the checkbox associated with the URL property we just added to the class. Once confirmed, clicking on the OK button, we can see how now the URL property is displayed in the inspector panel when a new instance from the URL ImageViewer class is added to the layout out of the default window in the project. That way, the users of the subclass will be able to simply paste or type the URL of the image they want to load in the control, as is the case when using the web version of the control. So loading the image from a URL is something that's going to happen every time the user sets a new value to the URL property, but we also need to do that in the opening event handler. So let's add that event handler to our subclass. While we're at it, let's also add the closing event handler because we're going to use that event to do some cleanup. Next, with the opening event handler selected in the navigator, let's add a line of code that's in charge of calling the load URL method. In fact, let's go back to the setter of the URL property to change my URL to the more appropriate load URL name for the method. We'll add the load URL method itself to the class and call it from the opening event handler. And because our class is using both the opening and closing event handlers, we'll need to add these two new event handler definitions. That way, anyone using our subclass will be able to also implement these event handlers in their own code. Creating such event handler definitions is as easy as replicating the original event signatures in the inspector panel. Let's go back now to the opening event handler and raise a call to the new event definition after the call load URL method. And let's do the same thing in the closing event handler of our subclass. Now it's time to add a second property required by our subclass. This one will be the one responsible for storing a reference to an instance from the URL connection class, because our control will do the work of retrieving the image from the URL through that class. Let's name the new property connection, setting its type as URL connection. Let's go back to the code editor of our main load URL method. This is the one that will do the real work. The first thing it will do is create a new instance from the URL connection class and assign it to the connection property. Next, we will call the send method on that instance using get as the first parameter because we want to retrieve data, and the URL itself is the second parameter. But of course, we won't load an empty URL, so let's wrap this by a conditional. Next, how can we get informed when new data is available from the connection? For that, we will use the add handler so we can substitute the execution of the by default received data event handler from the URL connection class with the execution of our own method. For that, we need to pass along as the second parameter the address of the method itself. Here we're going to use weak address of. Of course, we need to add that new data received method, and we need to set its first property as a URL connection data type, while the next parameters need to replicate the original signature of the data received event handler from the URL connection class itself. By the way, let's go back because it is connect received and not data received. The first thing that our method will do is check the value received in the HTTP status parameter. So if it holds a value of 200, that means that everything went okay and we can continue processing the data. So we will only need to assign a new picture instance created from the received data in the content parameter to the image property of our ImageViewer subclass. And because something else could go wrong and we don't want to check all of them in order to make this tutorial shorter, let's wrap this in code in a try and try block. Going back again to the load URL method, because this one will be called both from the URL setter and the opening event handler, the first thing we want to do is to check if there is an instance of URL connection already assigned to the connection property. If that is the case, then we remove the added handler from it. Let's include the creation of a new URL connection instance and the addition of the handler inside the conditional, because it won't make much sense to do it if the URL property is an empty string. And that's all. Once the connection.send is called, it will be executed asynchronously, calling to the data received method once it retrieves the data from the specified URL. And here we simply create a new picture instance that is assigned to the image property of the URL ImageViewer class. In order to test our new subclass, let's select the instance of the control added to the layout and type a valid URL in the URL field using the inspector panel. Finally, when we run our example app, we can see how the image is retrieved from the URL and displayed by our subclass as we would expect. Let's now add a button to the window so we can test setting a new URL to the control from the code in order to retrieve the new image apart from the one set in the inspector panel. In the pressed event handler for the button, we only need to set the new URL to the URL property on the URL ImageViewer 1 instance. When we execute the project again, we can see how it loads the image from the URL set in the inspector panel. And as soon as we click on the button, the control changes to display the image loaded from the second URL. Finally, let's lock the position of the URL ImageViewer control so it adapts it to its size properly as the window size changes. And the best thing is that you can use the same code also on iOS, so you can create the same properties and methods to subclass based on the iOS ImageViewer class. And as you can see here, it works the same way that the desktop version of the subclass does. If you have any questions, please post them below. Thanks for watching.